The brutal truth? Most of you are lying to yourselves. You tell yourself you're trying, but deep down, you know it's a lie. You hit the gym sometimes, you start a program and quit halfway. You scroll, you binge, you comfort yourself while your potential rots. How long are you going to keep living in that weak, comfortable version of yourself? How long before you face the fact that you are capable of much more than what you're giving right now? Look in the mirror. Really look. Are you proud of the effort you've put in? Or are you staring at a reflection of excuses and half-hearted attempts? I'll start tomorrow, you say. I'm too tired, you whisper. I deserve rest, you justify. That's the poison you're feeding yourself. Every second you postpone action, you're betraying your future self. Imagine this, you're climbing a mountain, not a gentle slope, not a path paved with comfort. Barefoot, rocks cutting into your skin, the wind slapping your face. Every step hurts, and yet every step forward is progressively painful inch of strength earned. Now compare that to walking on a smooth, flat road, taking the easy path. The first is brutal, relentless, but by the end you're unbreakable. The second, you never grow, you never know what you're truly capable of. You remain chained to mediocrity, blinded by excuses, numb to the potential inside you. This isn't a pep talk, it's a wake-up call. If you're waiting for someone to motivate you, if you're hoping for a shortcut, you'll stay weak. Real strength doesn't come from comfort, it doesn't come from motivation, it comes from suffering, discipline, persistence, from looking the pain in the eye and refusing to blink. And here's the truth, most people can't handle, no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to force you to push harder, run further, lift heavier, fight longer. That responsibility is yours. Every ounce of weakness you feel, every moment you hesitate, that is a choice, a conscious choice to stay small. So here's the question, are you going to keep lying to yourself? Or are you ready to stop hiding, to stop compromising, and to finally face the hardest, most rewarding truth? Your weakness will not vanish on its own. You will crush it, one rep, one struggle, one brutal day at a time. Because right now, this moment is the moment that separates the weak from the relentless. And you either decide to step up or step aside and watch yourself stay average. You've already been confronted with the truth. Your weakness is real and it's staring you in the face. But now it's time to take it a step further. No excuses, no distractions, no comforting lies. This is the moment you stop hiding, stop blaming, stop pretending that things are good enough. Step up, look in the mirror, not just a quick glance. Really look at every inch of yourself, the body that's stronger than you give it credit for, but also the body that you've neglected. Look at your mind, the thoughts you run from, the fears you ignore, the laziness you tolerate. Look at your heart, the doubts you feed, the dreams you abandon before you even try. The mirror doesn't lie. It never forgives. It doesn't care about excuses. It simply shows what is. And what is your responsibility. Ask yourself the hard questions. Where are you weak? Where are you soft? Where are you wasting energy chasing comfort instead of results? Stop sugarcoating. Stop saying, I'm okay. You're not okay. You're alive, but you're not living at your full potential. You're capable of so much more than you allow yourself to be. And the truth, only you can decide to demand it from yourself. Take inventory. Start with your body. Are you showing up consistently? Or are you skipping days, hiding behind tiredness, telling yourself tomorrow, stop it? Your body is proof of your choices. Every skipped workout, every half-hearted effort, every time you chose ease over pain, those choices are etched in your muscles, your posture, your stamina. Now take inventory of your mind. What thoughts are you tolerating? What doubts are you letting grow unchecked? Fear, laziness, procrastination, they're parasites feeding on your potential. Recognize them, name them, own them. This is your battlefield. And if you don't take control here, your body will never reach its peak. And finally, examine your soul, the emotional part of you that's scared of pain, discomfort, and struggle. You've lied to yourself for years, claiming you're fine while avoiding the very things that would make you stronger. Stop hiding from the struggle. Stop running from the grind. That comfort you cling to, it's a trap. Here's the hard part. Once you truly face the mirror, you will feel exposed. You will feel raw. You will feel uncomfortable. That's exactly the point. Comfort is the enemy. Reflection is the starting line. The moment you can stare your weakness in the eye and refuse to look away, that's the moment you begin to reclaim yourself. That's when ownership begins. Every flaw you see is a target. Every weakness is an opportunity. Every uncomfortable truth is a challenge waiting for you to rise. And it's not enough to simply recognize it. You must commit to it. Commit to change. Commit to the grind. Commit to becoming someone you've never been because you finally accepted who you are right now. So stand there. Look, don't flinch. Don't soften the edges. Own it all: the body, the mind, the excuses, the failures. This is where it begins. This is the first rep of your new self. Because once you face the mirror, once you stop lying to yourself, there's no turning back. You can no longer hide. You can no longer settle. From this moment on, every choice, every action, every struggle, it's all in service of the person staring back at you, the person you refuse to let be weak. Excuses, they're the invisible chains that keep you weak, small, and stuck. You wake up telling yourself, I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. Every excuse you make is a nail in the coffin of your potential. And the worst part, you don't even see it. You've convinced yourself that these little lies are harmless, but they are the reason you've stayed average, the reason you've stayed soft, the reason you've stayed comfortable while your dreams shrivel and die. Stop kidding yourself. There is no magic. There is no shortcut. There is no one coming to drag you out of the pit. You are the one holding the shovel. You are the one digging the hole deeper every time you whisper another excuse. And the worst part, every excuse feels safe, feels comfortable, feels justified. That's why they're so deadly. Because they feel like freedom, but they are nothing but chains. Look at your life. Look at all the times you could have pushed harder, ran further, lifted more, worked longer, studied harder, disciplined yourself. And what did you do instead? You stopped. You compromised. You settled. You told yourself, not today, I'll do it later. I deserve a break. Break from what? From being average? From wasting your potential? That's not a break. That's surrender. Here's the truth you need to hear. Excuses are cowardice dressed up as reason. Excuses are the voice of weakness masquerading as practicality. Every time you make one, you're saying, I choose comfort over strength. I choose mediocrity over greatness. I choose to betray myself. And it's not just physical weakness. These excuses seep into every part of your life, your mind, your habits, your character. But here's the thing about chains, they can be broken. And the moment you realize that, the moment you see that every excuse is optional, is the moment you start taking real control. Every time you refuse an excuse, you chip away at the chains. Every time you push past the lie, you take one step closer to the person you are capable of becoming. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Chains are meant to be broken with effort, with struggle, with discomfort. So start naming them. Call them what they are. I'm tired is an excuse. I don't have time is an excuse. I'll do it tomorrow is an excuse. Stop justifying. Stop rationalizing. Stop comforting yourself. Every excuse is the chain, and every chain keeps you from the strength, the discipline, the relentless focus you're capable of. Now, here's the challenge. Start breaking them. Right now. Not later. Not someday. Not after motivation hits. Right now. Feel the discomfort of action. Lean into it. Push past it. Every rep, every extra set, every early wake up, every extra mile, every moment of mental strength, these are the blows you strike to break the chains. And with every blow, you feel it. A little more freedom, a little more control, a little more power. Excuses are tempting because they're easy, they're comfortable. They seduce you with the lie of safety. But safety never built anyone great. Comfort never built anyone unstoppable. Chains don't break themselves, you break them. You take ownership, you push harder. You endure longer. And slowly, relentlessly, the person you see in the mirror changes. Not magically, not overnight, but because you refuse the lies, refuse the excuses, refuse to stay small. So right now, decide, will you keep making excuses? Will you keep living in chains, telling yourself it's just life? Or will you stand up, break every excuse, every lie, every comfort that has held you back, and finally take control of your life, your body, your mind, your strength? Because here's the truth. Every chain you break is proof that you are no longer weak. Every chain you shatter is evidence that you are becoming relentless. Every chain you destroy is a step closer to the person you are meant to be. Chains can be broken, weakness can be conquered, excuses can be obliterated. But only if you refuse to let them live inside you any longer. Only if you choose discomfort over comfort, action over delay, results over rationalization. Only if you step up and say, no more, I refuse, I own myself. Pain, soreness, fatigue, struggle, that's what growth looks like. And if it doesn't hurt, if it doesn't push you to the edge, then you're not growing, you're just existing. Every rep that burns your muscles, every lap that leaves you gasping for air, every early morning when the world is still asleep, and you drag yourself out of bed, any of these are not punishments. They are signals. Signals that your body, your mind, your spirit are transforming. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort will rot you from the inside out. It whispers lies to you, you've done enough. Stop here, rest now. And every time you listen, you shrink. You cheat yourself out of strength, endurance, and the person you are capable of becoming. The truth is brutal. Nothing of value comes easy. Strength doesn't come from sleep and ease. Discipline doesn't grow in safety. Greatness is forged in suffering, in discomfort, in relentless, uncompromising effort. Every time you feel the burn in your muscles, don't flinch, don't look away. That burn is proof that you are breaking down weakness so that strength can take its place. Every drop of sweat, every aching joint, every heavy breath is evidence of progress. You are building endurance. You are building resilience. You are proving to yourself that you are willing to endure the pain that most people run from. And it doesn't stop with your body. Mental fatigue, emotional strength, these are just as crucial. The mind resists discomfort in the same way the body does. It wants to quit, to take shortcuts, to avoid the grind. But when you push past that mental wall, when you embrace the exhaustion, when you force yourself to keep moving, even when everything inside screams, stop, that is when transformation happens. That is when weakness dies and a relentless version of yourself is born. Imagine a blacksmith hammering steel over a roaring fire. Every blow, every spark, every scorching heat wave shapes the metal. Without the fire, without the hammer, the steel would remain soft, useless, incapable of holding strength. Pain is your fire, discipline is your hammer. Every struggle you endure shapes you into something unbreakable, something unstoppable. Don't cheat the process. Don't avoid the discomfort. The more you embrace it, the faster you grow. Every rep, every lap, every mile, every moment, you choose effort over ease compounds into power. Not just physical power, but mental power, emotional power. The kind of power that makes you unshakable, the kind of power that makes excuses meaningless. And here's the truth most people can't handle. Suffering is optional only if you choose to stay weak. If you want to remain average, avoid the pain. But if you want to dominate your life, if you want to crush weakness and become relentless, then you embrace it. You run toward it, you chase it, you welcome it. Because on the other side of pain is a version of you that no one else can create. Only you can forge it. Only you can endure it. Only you can grow through it. So when the muscles scream, when your mind begs you to quit, when your body wants comfort, lean into it, feel it, let it teach you, let it shape you, let it break you, so you can rebuild stronger, faster, harder. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the process. Pain is the transformation. Pain is the hammer striking steel, and you are the steel. You are being forged. You are being made unbreakable. You are becoming relentless. Your body can endure far more than your mind believes. But the truth is, the mind is the battlefield, and the body is just the soldier. If you don't master your thoughts, if you don't control your inner dialogue, if you let fear, doubt, and laziness run wild, the body will follow. Weakness starts in the mind long before it appears in your muscles. Conquer the mind, and the body will obey. Fail to conquer it, and no amount of training, no amount of sweat, no amount of effort will ever be enough. Mental toughness begins the moment you choose discomfort over ease. Every rep, every lap, every early wake up, every second you fight the instinct to quit, it all begins in the mind. Your thoughts scream, stop, rest, quit, and you answer back, no, I decide. I move, I endure. That internal conversation is the battle that defines you. The louder your mind protests, the stronger you must respond. Every argument you win against weakness, every fear you stare down, every negative thought you silence is a victory. And these victories stack, slowly, relentlessly, until you are unshakable. Visualization is your weapon. See the finish line before you even begin. Picture the extra mile. Picture the last rep when your arms feel like lead. Picture the sweat dripping, the lungs burning, the fire in your muscles sand, then see yourself conquering it anyway. Your mind is not a passive witness, it is the commander of every movement. Command it with clarity, command it with precision, command it with force. Your internal dialogue shapes your reality. Every I can't you allow becomes a chain. Every maybe later you whisper becomes a trap. Every self-doubt you tolerate becomes an obstacle you carry into the gym, into your work, into your life. Recognize it, name it, confront it. Speak back with discipline, with authority, with absolute refusal to surrender. The strongest version of yourself is not built by comfort. It is built by repeated internal victories over the voice that wants to quit. Fear is no different. Fear exists in your mind first, long before it touches your body. Fear of failure, fear of pain, fear of judgment, these are all signals that you are stepping into growth. Instead of fleeing, you must move toward it. Step into the fear, walk through it, embrace it. Train your mind to treat fear like fuel, not poison. Every time you act despite fear, your mind expands its capacity. Every time you push past doubt, your internal strength multiplies. Picture a soldier facing a storm. The wind is howling, rain lashing at their face, the ground unstable beneath their feet. Every instinct tells them to stop, retreat, survive. But the soldier does not obey instinct alone. They obey training, discipline, focus, and command. Their mind tells their body forward, forward, forward. The storm rages, the body protests, but the mind dominates. That is what you must do. That is how you conquer yourself. Conquering the mind is not a one-time event. It is a daily war. Every set, every lap, every struggle, every temptation to quit, these are the battles. And each time you win, you are stronger, not just physically, but mentally. Every victory over your inner weakness becomes a permanent gain. Every time you refuse to quit, every time you command your mind, you build a version of yourself that cannot be broken by pain, fatigue, or doubt. So start now. Observe the thoughts that want to control you. Challenge them. Replace every I can't with I will. Replace every hesitation with action. Replace fear with focus, doubt with determination, weakness with discipline. The mind is yours to command. No one else can fight this battle for you. The soldier is ready. The storm rages. The choice is yours. Will you let your mind rule you, or will you rise above it and become relentless? Discipline. Not motivation, not inspiration, not a fleeting surge of energy or a sudden burst of desire. Discipline is the backbone of every success, the invisible force that separates the average from the relentless. Motivation is a spark. It comes and goes. It fades the moment life gets hard, the moment fatigue sets in, the moment pain screams. Discipline doesn't fade. Discipline doesn't quit. Discipline shows up even when the world doesn't, even when your body protests, even when every voice inside tells you to take the easy path. Discipline is non-negotiable. Your life is built on choice destiny, repeated, seemingly insignificant choices that compound over time into strength or weakness. The alarm clock rings. Do you hit snooze? That decision alone is the difference between comfort and progress. You skip breakfast, you choose convenience over fuel. You avoid that extra set, that extra mile, that extra hour of work. Every time you do, you feed weakness. Discipline is showing up when no one is watching. Discipline is choosing long-term gain over short-term relief. Discipline is doing the hard things consistently, even when it's inconvenient, even when it hurts, even when no one else cares. Look at your routines. Are they structured for success? Or are they scattered, reactive, lazy? Discipline starts in the small details. Morning habits, consistent nutrition, training without compromise. Every micro decision matters. The way you spend your first hour of the day sets the tone for the next 23. The meals you eat, the sets you complete, the focus you maintain, all of it compounds. Strength is not built in bursts. It is built in steady, repeated actions over and over, day after day. Here's the reality. Life is brutal. It doesn't reward good intentions. It doesn't care if you try. Only discipline earns result. A farmer doesn't pray for harvest. He wakes before dawn, sows the seeds in freezing cold or burning heat, tends the soil relentlessly, and when the time comes, the harvest arrives. Discipline works the same way. You do not wait for motivation. You do not wait for the perfect moment. You plant the seeds with effort, consistency, and unwavering structure, and the results follow. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a strategy. Every time you choose to act when your mind says rest, every time you push past excuses, every time you prioritize the process over immediate comfort, you strengthen your identity. You become someone who doesn't rely on whim or mood. You become someone who commands their life rather than reacting to it. You become unstoppable. And it's not glamorous, it's not exciting. It's repetitive, grueling, and sometimes lonely. But that is exactly why it works. While everyone else waits for motivation, you are showing up. While everyone else quits when it gets hard, you are disciplined. While everyone else settles for mediocrity, you are building strength, endurance, and mental toughness that cannot be taken away. Here's the truth that most people don't understand. Discipline compounds faster than talent ever will. Talent is wasted without it. Motivation fades without it. Knowledge is useless without it. But discipline stacks on itself. Every day you choose to show up, every time you honor your routines, every small victory adds to the person you are becoming. That is how strength becomes permanent. That is how weakness is destroyed. That is how you step closer to being relentless. So look at your life. Where are you inconsistent? Where are you compromising? Where are you letting weakness dictate your actions? Stop negotiating. Stop rationalizing. Stop hoping that motivation will magically appear. Decide right now. Discipline is non-negotiable. From this moment on, every choice you make, every action you take, every decision, no matter how small, must honor the person you are determined to become. Your future self doesn't get excuses. Your future self demands results. And results come from one thing and one thing only: unwavering discipline. Fear, the word alone makes most people freeze, back down, retreat, and hide. But that is exactly why you must embrace it. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a signal. Fear is proof that you are alive, that you are on the edge, that you are stepping into growth. The moment your heart races, the moment your mind screams, "Stop, this is too much," that is the moment you are about to become stronger. That is the moment you are about to level up. Most people run from fear. They avoid it, they distract themselves, they numb themselves, and in doing so, they ensure they never reach their potential. But you don't run. You stare it in the eye, you lean into it, you use it. Fear is fuel. Every ounce of fear you feel can be transformed into energy, focus, and relentless drive, but only if you refuse to flee. Only if you choose action over avoidance. Think about the fear of failure. It paralyzes most people. It convinces them to stay small, to take the safe route, to settle for mediocrity. But here's the brutal truth. Fear of failure is proof that you are moving forward. It means you are stepping into the unknown. It means you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. It means you are doing something that matters. You do not eliminate fear, you harness it. You convert it into courage, discipline, and relentless effort. Every time you approach fear instead of avoiding it, you grow. Every time you take that first step when your mind says no, every time you confront the thing that scares you most, you expand the limits of what you believe is possible. Lean into fear in training and work in life. Feel it, acknowledge it, and let it push you harder. Let it sharpen your focus, heighten your energy, and ignite the part of you that refuses to quit. Picture an athlete standing at the edge of a cliff before the jump. Every instinct screams retreat. Every nerve quivers with doubt. But the athlete doesn't step back. They take a deep breath, they lock in, and they leap. That fear, the terror, the uncertainty, the adrenaline, that fear becomes fuel, it becomes power, it becomes mastery over the mind. That is the exact process you must apply to your own life. Every fear you face is a cliff. Every leap you take, despite the doubt, is a step toward becoming relentless. The world wants you to shrink from fear. Society trains you to comfort, to safety, to mediocrity. But greatness is never born in safety. Strength, discipline, and mental toughness are forged when you do the exact opposite. When you stare your fear down and refuse to let it control you. Fear is not a wall, it is a gateway. Every time you pass through it, you prove to yourself that weakness is optional, that courage is a choice, that you are capable of far more than you thought. And here's the hardest truth of all. Fear will never fully go away. The more you grow, the higher you climb, the further you push yourself, the more fear you will feel. But that's a good thing. That is the fuel you need to keep evolving. The moment you stop feeling fear is the moment you stop growing. The moment you feel fear and run from it is the moment you remain small. But the moment you feel fear and use it, harness it, transform it, that is the moment you become unstoppable. So next time your heart pounds, your mind screams, your instincts beg you to quit, don't back down, lean in, embrace it, channel it, let it drive your effort, sharpen your focus, and push you past limits you once thought unbreakable. Fear is proof that you are alive. Fear is proof that you are moving forward. Fear is not a weakness, it is your most powerful weapon. Learn to wield it, transform it, fuel your relentless pursuit of strength, discipline, and mastery. Comfort is a killer. It is silent. It whispers sweet lies into your ear. It tells you that skipping that extra set is fine. It tells you that sleeping in one more hour will make no difference. It tells you that choosing ease over effort is acceptable because you've earned it or you'll do it tomorrow. And every time you listen, you die a little. Not physically, not immediately, but inside. Your potential, your strength, your discipline, all of it shrinks a little more. Every comfort you cling to is a nail in the coffin of the person you could become. Breaking the comfort zone is not a suggestion. It is a necessity. The human body and mind are built to adapt, yes, but they adapt to whatever you feed them. If you feed them comfort, you become soft. If you feed them struggle, you become unbreakable. You want growth? You want resilience? You want to be relentless? Then you have to step into discomfort like it's your home. You have to live there. You have to make it familiar. Because the person who refuses to break their comfort zone is the person who remains weak, average, and easily defeated. Let's start small, then scale it. Your mornings. The first decision of every day sets the tone for the next 23 hours. Most people hit snooze. Most people lie in bed scrolling, wasting precious time. But not you. You get up when it hurts. You get up when it's dark. You get up when the body wants to collapse back into warmth. You face the cold, you face the grind, you face the silence, and you push forward anyway. Cold showers, early runs, brutal training sessions, they are not punishments. They are teachers. They force your mind to accept what most people avoid. They force you to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. And every time you do it, your confidence grows, your resolve deepens, your resilience compounds. In the gym, the same principle applies. That extra rep, that last mile, that heavier weight, these are your battles. You don't stop when it burns. You don't stop when the mind screams enough. You push further. You push harder. You push past what you thought was your limit. Because limits exist only in your head. Every boundary you have ever believed in, every ceiling you have ever accepted, They are lies you have been told, lies you have told yourself. To break them, you have to step into the discomfort deliberately, with focus, with ferocity, with no excuses. And it's not just physical. Breaking your comfort zone is mental. It's sitting down to a task you dread. It's doing the work when you feel tired. It's tackling the projects that scare you, the conversations you avoid, the fears you hide from. Mental discomfort is training ground for resilience. Every time you stare the hard work in the face and attack it anyway, you are conditioning your mind to endure, to persist, to dominate. The next time fear shows up, you will meet it with strength. The next time challenge arrives, you will respond with power. The next time excuses tempt you, they will fail because you have proven to yourself that discomfort is your ally, not your enemy. Life will throw challenges at you. The universe doesn't care about your excuses. Opportunities will be disguised as struggle. Pain will be the messenger of growth. The waves of difficulty will crash over you, battering your body and mind, threatening to drag you under. And here is the test. Will you fight, or will you float with the current like everyone else? Will you sink back into comfort, or will you grab onto the storm and ride it with intent, with focus, with ruthless determination? Every moment you choose to engage, to push, to endure, you build strength that cannot be taken. Every moment you shrink from it, you feed weakness, and the comfort zone tightens its grip. Think about swimming into an ocean wave that's far bigger than anything you've faced before. Most people panic, they struggle, they resist, and they get pulled under. But the relentless, they dive in. They anticipate the force, they use it, they let it push them, shape them, and propel them forward. Every wave makes them stronger, faster, smarter. Every struggle is a lesson in adaptation, endurance, and mastery. That's how you must approach life, training, and growth. You do not shrink from the waves, you become the wave. You conquer the chaos by embracing it. You make discomfort familiar. Breaking the comfort zone is not a one-time act, it's daily, hourly, minute by minute. You cannot train your body, your mind, or your character by doing one hard thing and then retreating to ease. The relentless build habit, ritual, and ritual builds identity. Every morning you push yourself before dawn, every extra rep, every early cold shower, every second of effort when the mind screams stop, you are forging a new version of yourself. This is not a temporary surge. This is permanent. This is who you become. And yes, it will hurt. It will feel impossible. It will test every part of you, the muscles, the lungs, the heart, the mind. You will face the urge to quit, the temptation to compromise, the whispering voice that says you've done enough. But listen carefully, that voice is lying. That voice wants you small, weak, average. You have to silence it with action. You have to overpower it with persistence. You have to drown it out with effort that is louder than any excuse. That is how the comfort zone is broken. That is how resilience is built. That is how mastery is claimed. Comfort does not prepare you for the fight. Discomfort does. Hardship does. The struggle you avoid today is the weakness you carry tomorrow. You want to be unstoppable? Then make discomfort your daily practice. Wake up early when your bed begs you to stay. Train harder when your muscles plead for rest. Study longer when your mind resists. Speak harder truths when your heart wants to hide. Live deliberately, relentlessly, with no excuses, no compromise, no comfort. Every choice you make in discomfort compounds. Every time you push past the easy option. Every time you force yourself to endure the pain. Every time you stare fear in the face and move forward, you are building strength, endurance, mental toughness, and resilience. You are conditioning your mind to operate at a level that ordinary people cannot even imagine. You are creating a version of yourself that is relentless, unbreakable, and unstoppable. Do not settle for mediocrity. Do not tolerate soft. Do not allow comfort to dictate the limits of your potential. Growth is not optional. Strength is not optional. Discipline is not optional. To break your comfort zone is to claim your life, to demand your potential, to seize the person you were meant to become. You will not be handed greatness. You will not stumble into resilience. You will create it with every painful, uncomfortable, deliberate choice you make. So right now, decide. Decide that discomfort will no longer be your enemy, that struggle will no longer scare you, that the easy path will no longer tempt you. Step into every challenge with intent. Embrace every hardship with focus. Push past every limitation, every fear, every excuse, every wall. This is the relentless life. This is the path of the unstoppable. This is how comfort is shattered and strength is forged. Your comfort zone is waiting to be broken. It is waiting for you to stare it down and say, not today, not ever. I refuse. Break it in the gym. Break it in life. Break it in your mind. Break it in your habits. Break it in your routines. Break it in every moment that whispers for you to stay small. Step forward into the discomfort, embrace it fully, and claim the unrelenting, unstoppable, relentless version of yourself that already exists beneath the excuses, beneath the weakness, beneath the fear. This is not easy. It is brutal, it is uncomfortable, it is painful, and that is exactly why it works. That is exactly why it separates the weak from the relentless. That is exactly why you will never be average again once you commit. Because comfort will no longer define you, weakness will no longer define you, excuses will no longer define you. You define yourself through action. You define yourself through struggle. You define yourself through the relentless pursuit of growth, power, and mastery. Break your comfort zone. Own your discomfort. Thrive in the struggle. Become unshakable. Become unstoppable. Become relentless. You're halfway through this journey, and right now the hardest part begins. This is the point where most people quit. The point where your mind screams for comfort, where your body pleads for rest, where excuses try to sneak back in like a familiar friend. This is the moment that separates the relentless from the weak. And if you survive this, if you push through it, you will know exactly what it means to be unstoppable. Right now, I want you to feel every ounce of fatigue in your body. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it in your chest, your back, your shoulders, your lungs. Every burn, every ache, every gasp is proof that you are alive. Every protest from your body is a challenge, and you have a choice. Listen to it or dominate it. Every second that your mind whispers stop, you answer, I continue, I endure, I push. That is the difference between the weak and the relentless. That is the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. Pain is not your enemy. Weakness is not your enemy. Fatigue is not your enemy. They are the exact signals that you are breaking limits. They are the proof that you are expanding your capacity. Every moment that hurts is a moment that strengthens. Every drop of sweat, every quiver of the muscle, every racing heartbeat is a hammer striking steel your steel. And you are being forged. You are becoming unbreakable. Right now, I want you to confront the lies you tell yourself, the ones you've carried for years. I'm too tired. I can't push any further. This is too hard. All of them are false. All of them are poison. You are stronger than you know. You are capable of more than you imagine. Every single excuse is a chain, and every chain can be broken. Right here, right now, you are breaking them one rep, one breath, one decision at a time. This is where discipline meets suffering. This is where courage meets exhaustion. This is where your mind says quit, and your spirit yells back, I refuse. The weak stop here. The relentless move forward. And that movement forward is not small. It is not tentative. It is aggressive, unrelenting, deliberate. Every action, every breath, every heartbeat screams, I will not be stopped. I will not be denied. I will endure. Let's talk about fear. You feel it creeping in, don't you? The fear that you won't make it. The fear that you're not strong enough. The fear that the discomfort is too much. Good. That fear is proof. Proof that you are on the edge. Proof that you are stepping outside the easy zone. Proof that growth is happening. And what you do with that fear is everything. You do not shrink from it. You do not rationalize it. You use it. You convert it into raw energy, into focus, into drive. You let it propel you, not paralyze you. Right now, I want you to visualize the person you will become if you quit. Picture them soft, average, stuck. Picture them full of excuses, living a life far below their potential. And now picture the person you are becoming if you endure. Picture the one who keeps moving when the body says stop. Picture the one who pushes further, harder, faster, longer than anyone else. Picture the one who doesn't retreat from fear, fatigue, or pain. That is your future, and it is forged right here, in this moment, in this exact discomfort. Pain is temporary, weakness is temporary, excuses are temporary. But the strength you build by refusing to quit lasts forever. Every time you push through the burning muscles, every time you continue despite the screaming lungs, every time you endure when everyone else would give up, you are building something permanent inside yourself. Something that cannot be taken away. Something no obstacle, no challenge, no hardship can ever destroy. And don't stop at physical limits. Mental limits are far more dangerous. Right now, your mind is whispering lies. You've done enough. You're reaching your limit. Don't risk it. That voice is weak. That voice is soft. That voice is the exact thing that has kept you average all your life. Crush it. Overpower it. Dominate it. Every thought that says you can't is a battle, and you are the warrior. You are stronger, sharper, and more relentless than that voice will ever be. You push forward anyway. Think about every time you quit in the past, every time you didn't show up, every time you settled for comfort, every time you said, I'll do it tomorrow. Those moments do not define you unless you allow them to. Right now, in this fire, in this discomfort, you are reclaiming every ounce of power that you've given away. Every weakness you've accepted, every chain you've tolerated, every excuse you've allowed, they are being destroyed one by one as you continue to push. Relentlessness is built in moments like this. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, not when motivation shows up. It is built when the body screams, the mind protests, and the soul is tested to its limit. That is where you grow. That is where you transform. That is where the impossible becomes possible. Right here, right now, this is your proving ground. This is your crucible, and you will not break. Now, I want you to dig deeper, deeper than you've ever gone, past fatigue, past doubt, past fear. Go past the place where ordinary people stop. Go past the place where comfort whispers lies. Go past the edge, and then go even further. Push until your muscles burn with fire. Push until your lungs scream for air. Push until your mind trembles under the pressure. And keep going, keep going, keep going. Because the person you are becoming is forged only in the extreme. Do not pause, do not hesitate, do not compromise. Every second you hold back is a second wasted, a second that reinforces weakness, a second that allows excuses to creep back in. Act now, push harder, breathe deeper, move faster, lift more, run longer, do everything your body and mind scream to avoid. This is the moment of transformation. This is the spike that separates the relentless from the rest. This is where ordinary people, Kitan, you do not. The discomfort, the struggle, the pain, it is all temporary. What you build here is eternal. Every rep, every breath, every second of effort becomes strength. Every time you stare fear in the face and refuse to back down, you build courage. Every time you push past limits, you expand your capacity. Every time you endure when quitting seems easy, you grow unstoppable. And all of this begins in this very moment, in this very spike of intensity. So I want you to commit to pushing harder than you ever have before. Commit to embracing the pain, the fatigue, the fear. Commit to using every ounce of energy, every shred of willpower, every part of yourself to dominate this moment. Because when you push through this spike, when you endure beyond what you thought was possible, when you refuse to quit no matter what, the person you become is no longer a possibility. The person you become is real. The person you become is relentless. This is your test. This is your crucible. This is your proving ground. Push through it, dominate it, own it. And when you reach the other side, exhausted but undefeated, you will know what it truly means to be unstoppable. You will know what it means to conquer fear, pain, weakness, and doubt. You will know the true meaning of relentless. And from this point forward, nothing can stop you, nothing can break you, nothing can hold you back. You are relentless, you are unstoppable. You are unbreakable. Life is not happening to you. It is happening because of you. Every circumstance, every setback, every failure, every success, you are the cause. And if you've been waiting for someone else to rescue you, to motivate you, to hand you results on a silver platter, that waiting ends now. No one is coming. No one owes you anything. Every second you waste blaming, rationalizing, or whining is a second stolen from the person you were meant to become. This is extreme ownership. Total, brutal, uncompromising accountability. Not half measures, not partial blame, it's not really my fault. Every action, every choice, every decision in your life is yours and yours alone. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If your life is lacking, it is because of you. Not circumstances, not other people, not the world. You, only you. Picture a captain steering a ship through a storm. The wind howls. Waves crash over the deck. The sky is black. Every other crew member panics, hides, waits for rescue. But the captain does not. The captain does not complain about the storm, does not curse the ocean, does not blame the wind. The captain takes the wheel, braces against the deck, calculates the next move, and steers. Every choice matters. Every decision is life or death. And no storm, no wave, no external force can remove the captain's responsibility for the outcome. That captain is you, and your life is the ship. Life mirrors your decisions. What you tolerate, you allow. What you ignore, you feed. What you commit to, you cultivate. Every time you step into the gym when you don't feel like it, every time you complete the work others abandon, every time you choose action over comfort, you prove ownership. You are no longer a passenger. You are the captain. Every set, every rep, every extra mile, every disciplined choice is a nail in the coffin of excuses. And each nail is proof that you are steering your life, not drifting aimlessly. Excuses are eliminated here. They have no home. They have no power. I can't is a lie. I'm too tired is irrelevant. It's not fair is meaningless. Nothing external controls you anymore. No circumstance, no opinion, no obstacle, no weather can dictate your actions. You are accountable. Full stop. You are the commander of your life. And with that comes responsibility. With that comes power. With that comes freedom. Ownership does not stop at physical effort. It extends to every area of your life. Your relationships, your career, your habits, your mind, your future, everything is in your hands. Stop blaming others for your lack of progress. Stop pointing fingers at circumstances, at the system, at opportunities you think you've been denied. They are irrelevant. What matters is what you do now. What actions do you take? What standards do you hold yourself to? How far are you willing to push yourself when no one else is watching? That is where life changes. That is where ownership becomes reality. Every struggle you face, every challenge you endure, every moment you resist quitting it is proof. Proof that you are no longer a victim. Proof that weakness does not control you. Proof that you are no longer reacting to life, you are directing it, you are no longer drifting, you are navigating, you are in command, you are relentless. And here is the ultimate paradox. Ownership is freedom. The moment you stop blaming, the moment you stop rationalizing, the moment you accept that you and only you determine the outcomes in your life, that is when the power arrives. You stop waiting for permission. You stop asking for approval. You stop hoping for luck. You stop expecting the world to bend to your desires, because you realize it never will. The only way forward is through your actions, your discipline, your relentless effort, and that is exactly what makes you unstoppable. This is not easy. Ownership is brutal. It is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your failures without excuses, to stare at your weaknesses without blinking, to take full responsibility for the parts of your life you have ignored or avoided. And yet that confrontation is liberating. That confrontation is the moment the weak die and the relentless are born. That confrontation is when you claim your life. Every time you fail, own it. Every time you fall, own it. Every time you hesitate, own it. Do not hide. Do not shift blame. Do not soften the edges of reality. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I am responsible. I am accountable. I am the cause of everything in my life. I own it all. And then act. Take immediate, deliberate action to correct, improve, and dominate the areas you have neglected. Action transforms ownership from an idea into reality. Action proves that you are in command. Action builds the identity of the unstoppable. The weak will continue to complain, the average will continue to blame, the distracted will continue to drift. But not you, you are the captain. You are the commander. You are the relentless force in the storm. You steer your ship, you navigate the chaos, you own the outcome, you accept no excuses, no shortcuts, no compromise. You endure, you act, you dominate, you thrive. And as you continue to take ownership of every choice, every action, every moment of discomfort, you begin to see something remarkable. Life responds, opportunities open, strength compounds, resilience grows, confidence solidifies, discipline becomes second nature. You no longer react to circumstance, you create circumstances. You no longer wait for chance, you make your own luck. Ownership transforms you into someone who does not just survive life, but conquers it. So take the wheel, steady your hands, tighten your grip, focus your mind. Every rep, every set, every decision is an affirmation. I own this, I control this, I am responsible, I am relentless. This is the shift from victimhood to authority over self. This is the point where survival ends and mastery begins. This is where the weak cease to exist and the unstoppable emerge. From this moment forward, no one else determines your life. No fear, no failure, no fatigue, no challenge, no person, no circumstance can dictate your actions. You are accountable, you are empowered, you are the relentless captain of your own life. You own every second, every breath, every effort, every victory, every failure. And in that ownership, you are free. Free to become the person you were meant to be. Free to push past limits, crush weakness, and dominate your life. Free to be unstoppable. You own your life. Claim it, dominate it, live it relentlessly. Relentlessness is not a habit. It is not something you turn on when you feel like it. It is not a choice you make once and then forget. It is an identity. It is the person you become when every excuse has been obliterated, every chain of weakness shattered, every fear faced and converted into fuel. The relentless mindset is not about doing things, it is about being the kind of person who refuses to quit, refuses to settle, refuses to be broken. Every morning you wake up not asking yourself if you feel like it. You wake up asking yourself what you will do today. The relentless never waits for motivation. Motivation fades, desire fades, energy fades. But identity does not. The relentless wake up because it is who they are. The relentless push because it is who they are. The relentless endure because weakness is no longer an option. It is a foreign concept, an enemy they have already defeated. This mindset is forged in fire. Every struggle you have endured, every moment you refused to quit, every time you stared fear, pain, and fatigue in the eye and kept moving forward, those moments built this identity. Like iron hammered in flames, you have been shaped, hardened, made unbreakable. And just as iron becomes stronger, the more it is struck, the more you embrace challenge, the heavier the load, the greater the struggle, the sharper your resolve becomes. You are no longer soft. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. Relentlessness is more than endurance. It is unwavering perseverance in the face of every obstacle. It is the refusal to negotiate with weakness. It is the commitment to action, even when every instinct screams for comfort, rest, and retreat. You do not retreat, you do not complain, you do not rationalize. You do not wait for circumstances to be perfect. You act, you endure, you dominate. This is no longer a decision, it is your identity. You are not someone who trains, you are someone who never quits. You are not someone who pushes through pain. You are someone whose existence is defined by persistence, by courage, by unwavering commitment to growth. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Every difficulty is a teacher. Every failure is proof that you are alive, that you are stretching, that you are stepping beyond the ordinary into the extraordinary. The relentless see struggle as sacred. The grind is not a burden, it is the battlefield where they prove who they are. Every day, every rep, every challenge, every mile is a chance to demonstrate identity, to reinforce the mindset, to internalize that quitting is no longer an option. Discipline is no longer a task, it is your life. The relentless do not wake up hoping for discipline. They are disciplined. The grind is not something they do, it is something they are. Early mornings, heavy weights, exhaustion, mental strain, physical discomfort, all of it becomes a reflection of who they have become. Comfort is irrelevant. Fear is fuel. Pain is proof. Weakness is impossible. Every action, every effort, every choice is a reinforcement of identity. You do not need to question it. You do not need permission. You do it because it is who you are. You are relentless. Imagine a sword being forged. It is placed in the fire, hammered repeatedly, folded again and again, struck against steel until it cannot bend or break. Every strike is necessary. Every flame is necessary. Every moment of heat, pressure, and force transforms it into something extraordinary. You are that sword. Every struggle you endure, every fear you face, every limit you smash, every moment you refuse to quit, these are the hammer strikes. This is the fire. And when you step back and see yourself, you are no longer ordinary. You are unbreakable. You are relentless. You are forged in the fires of action, perseverance, and discipline. Relentlessness is contagious. The moment you fully embody it, you no longer rely on external circumstances, encouragement, or support. You create your own momentum. You demand your own results. You define your own limits and then shatter them. And the beauty of it, the world cannot stop you. Challenges will come, fatigue will come, pain will come, but they are powerless against someone whose identity is relentless. You do not negotiate with difficulty, you dominate it. You do not fear struggle, you welcome it. You do not quit, you persist. You endure, you conquer. Commit to this mindset, refuse to compromise it. Train your thoughts as aggressively as you train your body. Every internal I can't must be silenced by a louder, stronger I will. Every hesitation must be crushed by unshakable resolve. Every fear must be converted into fuel. Every discomfort must be embraced as sacred practice. This is relentless. This is unstoppable. This is who you are. And understand this, the relentless mindset is not temporary. It is not situational. It does not fade when you leave the gym or the battlefield or the training session. It becomes the default. It becomes your lens for every interaction, every decision, every challenge in life. You carry it into your work, your relationships, your personal growth. You carry it in every moment when nobody is watching. The identity you forge here becomes permanent. Weakness cannot return because it no longer exists within you. Excuses cannot return because they no longer have a home. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are absolute. Every moment moving forward, you affirm it. Every rep, every mile, every struggle, every challenge reinforces it. And with this identity, the impossible becomes attainable. The overwhelming becomes manageable. The unthinkable becomes your standard. The relentless mindset is not about seeking comfort. It is not about avoiding failure. It is about embracing the grind, internalizing discipline, and refusing to stop ever. No matter what, no matter how heavy, no matter how painful, you move, you act, you endure, you dominate, you are relentless. And in this relentless identity, something extraordinary happens. Freedom. Not the kind of freedom that comes from leisure or comfort. The freedom of the relentless is the freedom to create your life without limitation, to push beyond every obstacle, to act decisively, to face fear without hesitation, to endure pain without complaint, to rise above weakness, to own every moment, every action, every outcome. You are the master of yourself. You are unstoppable. You are relentless. So commit fully. Embrace this mindset with no compromise. Internalize it as your identity. Live it in every breath, every heartbeat, every step. Do not quit. Do not rest until every limit is smashed. Do not falter until weakness is obliterated. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are forged, hardened, unbreakable. You are the embodiment of perseverance, discipline, and mastery. And from this moment forward, nothing can stop the relentless mind. Everything you have endured up to this moment, the pain, the fear, the doubt, the exhaustion, was not meaningless. Every ache in your muscles, every gasp for breath, every racing heartbeat, every internal voice screaming at you to quit, these are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you are alive, proof that you are growing, proof that you are forging something permanent inside yourself. Strength is not given, it is earned. It is stolen from your comfort, wrested from your excuses, hammered from your suffering, and carried forward by your persistence. That is what mastery through suffering looks like. Suffering is not punishment, it is the raw material of greatness. Every moment you resist quitting, every time you push further than your body wants to, every decision to endure rather than retreat, you are building resilience. You are tempering your mind, your body, and your spirit like steel in a furnace. Fire is brutal, but steel emerges stronger. Ashes are desolate, but the phoenix rises from them, wings spread wide, unstoppable, unbreakable, reborn. That is what every painful, uncomfortable, relentless effort is doing for you right now. You are rising, you are forging, you are claiming strength that no one can take away. The relentless grind is where identity is cemented. It is in these moments of suffering, when you refuse to quit, when the world does not reward you, when the body screams and the mind trembles, that you truly become who you were meant to be. Comfort builds nothing. Weakness builds nothing. Excuses build nothing. Every rep, every mile, every task, every second of intentional struggle is a brick in the foundation of your relentless self. Pride is not in ease. Pride is not in avoiding pain. Pride is in persistence. Pride is in conquering every limit you thought you had. That is the heart of mastery through suffering. And now, at this peak, you must look within yourself and accept the simple but brutal truth: no one else is responsible for your growth. No circumstances, no mentors, no opportunities, no shortcuts known of it will make you stronger unless you act. Ownership is absolute. Every moment you endure is a moment you choose. Every challenge you face is a battlefield where you either prove your relentless identity or settle for mediocrity. The choice has always been yours, but now the consequences are undeniable. You either continue to climb through suffering or you stop and allow weakness to dictate your life. The relentless choose action. The relentless choose growth. The relentless choose mastery. Pain is temporary. Fatigue is temporary. Fear is temporary. But the strength you forge through them, the discipline you ingrain in yourself, the identity you cement, those are permanent. Every set, every rep, every struggle you've embraced has built this version of you. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are no longer the person who quits when the weight becomes heavy, when the path becomes steep, when the world becomes unforgiving. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are forged in fire, tempered in struggle, and elevated by discipline. Visualize yourself at the summit of your life, standing where others faltered, where excuses and weakness would have held them down. Imagine the climb, the brutal miles, the aching muscles, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. The storms you endured, the fear you transformed into fuel, the discomfort you embraced rather than avoided. Every moment of struggle led to this. Every ounce of pain built the power that now flows through you. You are not here by accident. You are here because you refused to quit, because you owned your life, because you became relentless. And this is not the end, this is a beginning. The relentless life does not stop at one victory. It does not settle for one conquest. Every day, every rep, every task, every challenge is an opportunity to prove yourself again. Your identity is permanent, but your growth is infinite. You do not coast, you do not negotiate, you do not soften. You attack every day with the same relentless mentality. I endure, I conquer, I thrive, I own my life, I refuse to quit. That is the mindset of the unbreakable. That is who you are now. That is strong mind's solution. Every excuse you once allowed has been destroyed. Every fear you once listened to has been converted into fuel. Every weak habit has been replaced with unrelenting action. You have proven to yourself that weakness is optional, that pain is temporary, that discipline is invincible, and that mastery comes to those who endure. You are disciplined, you are accountable, you are relentless, and from this moment forward, every choice you make is proof of that. Do not wait for motivation. Do not hope for luck. Do not seek permission. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. Relentlessness is identity. Every decision you make, every rep in the gym, every hour of focus at work, every uncomfortable choice in life reaffirms who you are. The weak complain, the average quit. You endure, you persist, you dominate. That is the standard you set for yourself. That is the life you live. That is the legacy you are building. And when doubt arrives, as it inevitably will, you remember this moment. You remember the fire you walked through. You remember the exhaustion you overcame. You remember the fear you converted into fuel. You remember the pain you refused to surrender to. You remember that you are stronger than comfort, fiercer than weakness, and unbreakable in every way. Let that memory, let that identity, let that relentless energy guide every action from this moment forward. Every day is a battlefield. Every challenge is a mountain. Every rep, every mile, every struggle is a test. And you pass every single one because you refuse to quit. You do not compromise. You do not soften. You do not negotiate with weakness. You attack it. You dominate it. You thrive in it. You own it. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are a strong mind solution. So here's the final truth, the closing message that must burn into your mind. You do not get stronger in comfort. You get stronger when you refuse to quit, when you own your life, when you endure, when you dominate, when you become relentless. That is who you are now. That is your identity. That is your power. That is your life. Stand tall in your struggle. Breathe deeply in your endurance. Move deliberately in your growth. Every rep counts. Every choice counts. Every moment counts. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are unbreakable. And from this moment forward, nothing can stop you. That is mastery through suffering. That is the relentless life. That is strong mind solution.